Whoa, we've got a great show for you today coming up. We're going to be talking to some people from Davis, the Davis Splash Music Ensemble. That's their logo. And following that, we're going to talk with Erwin Rosenblum, who is a playwright in town. And there's a whole group of playwrights in the town. He's producing a new play that he's written called Cabins, something cabin. Oh yeah, family cabins. We'll be back right after this message. Well, we're live on Livewire, and with me in the studio is an amazing group of people from Davis, California. It's Davis, right? It's Jane Zhang, who is the music director for the Davis Splash Music Ensemble. And what you're holding in your hand?
Oh, this is a peepaw, and also this, whatever you think probably might be Chinese lute.
Chinese lute, but it
yeah.
Looks like a lute, you know, an
It
ancient
looks like
lute.
So, yeah.
And this is going to be part of a celebration that's coming up. And most people understand Chinese New Year. We always run down to San Francisco and see all the paper flying and all the good things. But something's happening here, right?
Yeah. Now we can celebrate in Chinese New Year
Yes.
in Sacramento.
Absolutely. Well, you know, Sacramento has a wonderful ancient Chinese population. You know, they helped build a railroad and all of that. At any rate, but the music is something quite different, and it's surely a thing to learn about. So when is this event happening?
Oh yes, the event will be on the 10th, this coming Saturday at Hiram Johnson High School from noon to 5 o'clock. And it's going to be hosted by CNYCA, and that stands for Chinese New Year Culture Association.
Cool. Yeah, it's interesting, you know, because Chinese New Year has been going on much longer than, you know, we've been counting on the western side, 5,000 plus years, you know. And
right.
So that the fact that this might be a lute, it's probably that the lute was derived from this instrument.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe we need to find the history, huh?
Probably, you know, many instruments were taken from the near and far east by travelers, and they took them back to Europe and rebuilt them as some European instrument. And so we may be hearing, you know, the actual earlier design of today from this. And you're going to play us some pieces, right?
Yes, we're going to play some pieces for you today. And before we're doing that, and I still like to introduce a little bit about our event, so people can,
talk
you know,
about the event.
So
yeah,
so they will, after that, they will say, oh, probably this is the event we really love to go.
This is not a parade.
Right?
It's at Hiram Johnson High School.
Yeah, and we're going to have children's games. And we have food catering.
Food catering.
Yeah, Chinese food, of course. And we have over probably around 50 vendor booths. Ooh. And we have arts and cultural exhibitions over there too.
This is good.
And at the same time, we have about 4-hour stage programs. And you know, you will see
that stage, that 4-hour
in the
stage
theater
program.
of the school,
which I said earlier. I have known that place, and it has a beautiful, good acoustics. So to be able to hear all this wonderful music that you're going to give us a little taste of later, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But 50 vendors. What kind of vendors?
Oh, they are all varieties. They have arts, and they have, you know, and arts and crafts and all kinds of stuff. You know, so yeah, they all like to come to our event every year. Almost every year we have around 50 vendors. But that's the maximum we can have because of the site, you know. So yeah, you know, it's a big event. It's the biggest Chinese New Year celebration and the most important festival in the capital region.
That's great. You know, there's free parking over there. This I know, and it's a wonderful area to build a festival around with 50 booths and wonderful Chinese food. It must be kind of great. Is this the first time your ensemble is playing there?
Oh, this is the second time. Our ensemble has been. We founded this ensemble 2 years ago. So last year was our first year that we were on the stage, and this year it's going to be our second year
Great.
on the stage of CNYCA.
Good. So, what are you going to play for us today? Is that an ancient Chinese instrument there? I noticed that.
Does it look like that?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, the first one we're going to play the Harvest Joy on Galloping Horses. And this is the same piece we will be playing on the stage on the 10th. In the school, high school. Yeah.
Well,
So
I'm
the
going to
same
step
piece.
away and let you play this piece, and then I'll be back to ask you some more questions.
Oh, of course. Okay.
Here I go.
Okay.
Next time, walk behind the desk, not in front of the camera.
Okay. You weren't on, though. I wasn't on. Thank you, Jane. Tell me, what was the title of that?
It's called Harvest Joy on Galloping Horses.
Harvest Joy and Galloping Horses. I can feel that.
Yeah, the horses,
wonderful.
The joyful,
So all of this will be played at the Year of the Dog celebration.
Yes.
On the 10th, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. So I think it's absolutely wonderful. And why don't you introduce your group here to me, because they're, you can't walk down the street of Davis and go, excuse me, but do you play the Chinese lute? And someone says, yes, okay, you're in my ensemble.
Yeah, so I like to introduce, first, this is our very young player. We have two youngest girls. She's one of those. And she's only 10 years old. And she has been learning the P-pop for like about 3 years. Yeah, 2.5 years, 3 years. And her name is Wendy. Wendy Huang. Say hi.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thanks for playing. Okay, and how about these stalwart guys?
Yeah,
here?
and Calvin Huang. And Calvin actually is Wendy's older brother. And he plays Chinese dizi. It's a Chinese flute,
It's similar to the American flute, except it's made out of bamboo, and it relies on a thin layer of filament to create its sound.
Wow, it's really brilliant, brilliant sound too. And so, Calvin, you were walking down the street one day and you thought, I think I'll learn how to play the Chinese bamboo flute. Is that right?
Not really. So I first learned back in Texas, and this was because I went to my local Chinese school, and I happened to pass by the local Chinese flute teacher, and I heard the sound. I thought it was a pretty nice sound, and I was playing trumpet at the time, and the trumpet's very loud,
yes.
And I wanted to find a instrument that kind of contradicts the loudness, that was kind of softer and more mellow. So I just went in and started learning the flute.
Wow, well thank you for coming and playing.
And this is Julie Huang, and they happen to have the same last name.
But different family.
Different family.
Or way back there 500 years
Yes,
ago.
ago, that's right. We always say we're the same family.
So you're
500 years
cousins,
ago.
so...
Yeah, so you can introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'm Joey Huang, and I play the keyboard in this ensemble. So I've been playing the keyboard for quite a few years now, probably around 10 years. So I joined this ensemble because I thought it would be a very interesting experience. Like, I first heard of this ensemble like last summer. So I heard it from my parents, like, who said like Miss Jing would be starting a ensemble that consists of both Western and Eastern instruments. I'm like, so I've been playing in band for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
I've always liked playing as a group because it's like really fun and you can like share your work with other people. So I thought this would be an interesting experience because I've never heard the combination of Chinese instruments and Western instruments before.
Neither have I. They obviously go together, or some of them do. Great.
Yeah, sounds pretty good though. So I appreciate her giving me the opportunity to perform for everyone.
I appreciate you all coming here. This is a wonderful learning experience. And
okay. Bye, everybody.
I love that Chinese instrumentation.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Junhui Huang. I'm a mechanical engineer working at the DMG Morrisake at Davis. So Joey is my son. So basically, I joined the Ensemble to support the kids to enjoy music. So they need a bass player, and I happen to play bass. That's how I got started with the Ensemble.
Oh, I see. They pull you out of a rock band somewhere, right?
Someday.
Something like that. Okay, good.
Yeah. So
we're going to play one more piece before.
And as you can see, I like to say, and we have this is a very unique combination, right? Like the kids talk about it. Yeah. So we have traditional Chinese instruments like pipa, dizi, and we also have erhu, which is a Chinese version of violin, but because some of kids, more than half of the ensemble kids couldn't make it today because of their conflicting schedule or something like that, so they couldn't make it. So anyway, and we also have violins and the viola. Yeah, and so this is the very unique combination of the Western and the Eastern. So it's the real fusion of Chinese
like
and the
fusion.
Western.
Good terminology.
Yeah, culture and artistry.
Because a wonderful explosion of great music. So you're going to play one more little bit for us, huh? Is that correct?
Yes, we would love to.
Yeah, good. Well, let's hear it. I'll get out of the way.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, so everybody, we're going to play Jasmine Flower, huh?
Thank you. Okay, that's last thing we have today. We're sorry. We're here every week, every Wednesday at 5, live at 5. This is live. So tune in again to Livewire. Thanks so much. And I'm going to ask this wonderful Davis Splash could splash me some more music. Could you? Oh, great.